feel you. To feel that Georgia feeling, those beautiful, real, honest moments. The only found in Georgia moments. Find yours at exploregeorgia.org.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous.
Shazam!
There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many, Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Schrei Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Your vacation is now planned in Tennessee.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach.
Culinary arts. Auditor. A firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge. Open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyestoofficiating.com.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Hello and welcome to the campus of Reinhardt University. We're at Ken White Field in Waleska, Georgia for college baseball all day long. We had a doubleheader yesterday. Exciting conclusion today here on SESN in our simulcast. Thanks for being with us across the network and across the country. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Lorenzo Robinson is here with me for all the action today. That's a look at the #1 Southeastern University Fire on your screen there. SEU has been fantastic all year long, and they're looking to walk away with a win in Game 2 of this series against the Reinhardt University Eagles. The Eagles a 21-win team, Southeastern 29 wins, and the Eagles snapped an 18-game win streak that the Fire had been riding and carried into Waleska, Georgia. The #1 team falling 3-1 in Game 2 yesterday, but not before they exploded in Game 1 for a 19-6 victory. Hello and welcome inside of the broadcast booth now. Just want to get to know you a little better and hope you're having a great day and enjoy being with us. I'm Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. We're going to have Mr. Herbert join us on air in just a moment. He's stepping into the booth right now, so we'll get to hear about his performance yesterday. Well over 100 pitches. We couldn't believe it. I wish he could have heard us, unless he went back and watched the broadcast when they sent him back out in the top of the ninth. We're like, oh, man, here he comes. He's going to keep going. It was unreal. Lorenzo, your thoughts on this third game. What does this mean to Reinhardt's Eagles?
Well, like I said yesterday, of course, there's going to be the Tennessee Wesleyan series, which may be more important to Reinhardt in terms of their season, in terms of their standing in their conference, Appalachian Athletic Conference play. But in terms of biggest series wins, they wouldn't have a bigger series victory than this one against the Southeastern Fire.
College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network, live from Ken White Field. It's a beautiful day for it. Again, 2 days in a row, we got great weather.
Can't beat that. It's picturesque views here in Waleska as well.
Zipped right in there.
So yesterday we had a chance to see Andrew Herbert on the mound for the Eagles. Today we get a chance to see Alex Galvez, and Galvez is having a really nice season in his own right. He's 4-1 right now, an ERA of 1.82. Another really reliable arm for Coach Burton and his staff.
Man at the plate had a big day yesterday. Wilkerson cranked one. Looked really good. Count is 2-2. Pops this left. It's going to get down in time, and he's on base. Really nice hit to open the day.
That's exactly what the Fire needed. They were really stymied for almost the entire game in Game 2 of the series. That gets things going for him. A nice lead-off single.
Now batting number 9, the shortstop, Isaac Nunez.
Isaac Nunez was good as well yesterday. Had a couple of hits. He's had a good season. A key player offensively for the Fire. 343 batting average. 6 home runs entering the weekend, 28 RBIs as well. Zipped right in there. So this is a lot of eyes on this matchup today from around the country because Southeastern #1, and they came to Waleska with a 17-game win streak, built it to 18 with that big win in Game 1 and obviously falling in Game 2. This series, there's a lot on the line for these two programs.
Absolutely, and I mean, like I said before, this is a non-conference showdown, so it won't have any effect on their standing when it comes to their conference tournaments and all of that. But measuring stick games, measuring stick series, getting a chance to see how you stack up against the best teams in the country. Nice chance for both of them to get a nice gauge of where they are at this point in the season.
0-2 pitch. Dropped in well. Count is 1-2. Nunez at the plate for Southeastern. Just getting started, top of the first from Waleska, Georgia. #1 Southeastern University, #11 Reinhardt University. The 1-2 chopped left. Looks like this is trending in the chalk, and it does. Down on the wall. One runner across second, down to third. Makes it on the bag, and we've got 2 in scoring position for Southeastern in the top of the first.
If you're a fan of the Fire, you have to be a fan of the way that they have started this game. Yesterday, finding a lot of trouble getting hits consistently against Andrew Herbert. Today, another really good pitcher on the mound in Galvez, and they start things off. 2 nice hits to begin the game. 2 runners in scoring position and a chance to strike first blood.
Lasers that in. Ball 1. None away, 2 in scoring position in Waleska, Georgia. Runners out at third and second. Chase Bryant's also on deck right now.
And if you're Galvez, you want to try your best to limit the damage as much as you can in this situation. Southeastern, #1 team in the country for a reason. They're starting off on fire, but you can't allow yourself to get behind too much early. Want to stay in the fight. Of course, we know Reinhardt has experience overcoming adversity this season.
Way behind in the count, 3-0. This is Castillo at the plate, the leading hitter for the program. 388 average for the Fire this season. He's been lighting it up. And Bryant behind him, who's been hot this weekend specifically. Obviously having a great year as well, but this weekend looking really good in Waleska. Holds off on that, and they'll send him down to first. So now the bases loaded in Waleska, Georgia, in the top of the first. Back against the wall for this pitcher right off the bat.
Now batting number 35, the designated hitter, Chase Bryant.
Chase Bryant, the DH, at the plate. With bases loaded in Waleska, Georgia. It's college baseball on SCSN. Bryant holds off. That's strike 1. Really nice job by the catcher framing that. That's the kind of edge you need in a game that's so close, a matchup that's so tight. a couple extra swings like that can swing the whole game your way. That's strike 2.
And in terms of one of the most memorable moments in this series already, just going back to that first game between Reinhardt and Southeastern, in the midst of that rally that the Fire had, Chase Bryant, off of contact, the ball off the bat, he said, get out of there. He knew it was gone as soon as it came off of his bat.
Bryant holds off and takes the ball. Behind in the count, 1-2. None away in the top of the first for Southeastern, who has the bases loaded and the big hitter. And you're right, that home run yesterday, worth noting, because he cranked one yesterday to the left field. Hanging off, that's ball 2. Climbing back in the count. Chase Bryant at the plate for Southeastern University. 29-3 on the season. They lost an 18-game win streak to the Eagles in Game 2 yesterday evening. The 2-2 pitch. Popped up left side. This is trending towards the wall and foul. Reinhardt tracking it, and this one just going to go out of the field of play. So Bryant stays alive, fouling off deep left. I thought for a minute that was going to come down on the field. And we've got that same breeze we had yesterday that's going to be pushing from left to right on your screen, from that left outfield wall back across to the right side into the dugout of the Fire. The 2-2 pitch, really low, and that fills our count.
A nice plate discipline by Chase Bryant. First fouling a few off, staying alive, and then working himself into a full count. And that was something that was talked about a lot yesterday in those 2 games, really making it difficult on pitchers. No free outs are in this series.
Bryant at the plate, not away, bases loaded. The payoff pitch dropped in. And they'll cash him out. I thought we'd get more protest out of the Fire on that.
Absolutely, but easing the blow a little bit. Bases still loaded for him, just 1 man down. I'd like to think if that was the 3rd out of the inning, it would be much more of a storm going on.
A little more emotional. Must have felt that was a fair call. 1 away. Bases loaded for Southeastern University. The bunt, wow, he caught it and makes the play at 3rd. Unreal. That'll retire the side for Reinhardt University. We'll go to the bottom of the first just like that and be back on SCSN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, and inside of Ken White Field. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson, and Mr. Herbert is in the booth with us, who had a big day yesterday. Tell us about your performance a little bit. Well over 100 pitches. What did you finish with, 120?
128 or something like that.
That is wild. To be able to perform like that, I'm sure you're a little sore today.
Oh, super sore, yeah. I had a help nice about today.
You've been having a good year. Lorenzo warned me before the game got started. He's like, hey, Herbert's really good. Get ready. This is going to be good.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of pressure on you? Were you putting pressure on yourself throughout the course of the game? Did you feel the pressure building as you went on, or was it just, this is just what I do?
Before the game started, I was a little nervous, going into the game, facing the #1 team. But once I got on the mound, it's more just like my head clears up, and I just go out there and just throw strikes. It's just me and Matty. He's catching my balls and just, that's how it goes.
So the eighth wraps up, you go to the dugout, and we're like, oh, there's no way they're going to send him out for the 9th. And you came out, and we couldn't believe it here in the booth. We were so excited to see that and to see you get the chance to finish things off. What was that conversation like with Coach? Did he just ask, "Are you good to go," or was it a long conversation?
He came up to me. He knew I didn't want. I wanted to finish the game. He knew I wanted that ball in my hand, and it was more just like, "Come on, Bernie."
Popped up right side, and this one gets down on the wall. He's across first, headed down to second, and safe on the bag. In scoring position to start the bottom of the first.
But yeah, it was more just like, hey, we're going to be smart about this. You know, pitch counts highest, the highest I've ever done. It's my 5th start, I think, this year. And just be careful. Let's get these first 3 guys. And, hey, I got those first 2 guys, and I was just one track away from finishing that game, and I really wanted it. But
we struck out the first batter. That was a hot start to that 9th.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question, just big picture. What would it mean for your team to be able to come away with a series win against a team like Southeastern going forward?
Series win would be huge for us. I mean, I know we're definitely capable of doing it. We haven't lost a series yet. Southeastern hasn't lost a series yet. So today's one team's going to lose their first series of the week, and I hope it's not us. I hope it's Southeastern.
This is Castro at the plate. Looked good for Reinhardt in Game 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
The 0-1 pitch. Chopped and goes foul. He stays alive.
I think if Castro gets his bat going, he's going to be a huge help for our team because he has it in him. Once he gets going, it's going to be hard to stop him.
Who do you think the best batters are on the team? Is that an unfair question?
Statistically speaking, right now, I think Dylan Lewis is our best batter. I think he has our highest batting average right now. Sees the ball really well. Tough guy to face during practice, I'll tell you that.
Castro strikes out. Now Zadunik coming up.
Kind of on the flip side of that, who is probably the most underrated player, you would say, on your team? Someone who doesn't get a whole lot of attention but is going to make a huge difference going forward for your team.
I mean, it's kind of hard to say now just because first guy that pops to mind is Sirio, but I see from last week he was player of the week. Had 2 big home runs for us that game against Western Kentucky Christian. But he's getting the recognition now. He's playing a lot more. Rich's playing a lot more. He's one that didn't play at all at the beginning of the year, but now he's playing a lot more.
One away, runner on board out at second. Checking in on him. And he doesn't make it back.
Safe. He was safe.
You spoke in that top of the first about Southeastern not protesting that 1 call, but it seems like they're getting their fix in now. But in that game yesterday, I mean, what were the emotions like? It just seemed like such a very emotionally charged game. I know it's just the regular season, but it seemed like a little bit more on both sides. What was that feeling kind of like?
Well, I mean, coming facing #1 team, you know, I was amped up. Now I want to just show what I can do. I mean, it doesn't matter for me if I'm playing the worst team or the best team. I'm going to do what I do and just pitch my game. And yesterday, I was hitting my spots and doing well and just kept going with it. Try to hold the emotions in check, not get too out of control. Take some deep reps on the mound.
Zadunik fouls off. That's strike 1. Count is 1-1, 1 away, and a runner on board out at second from Waleska, Georgia. Okay, so you're a pitcher. If anybody doesn't know, Herbert pitched an insane game yesterday to help Reinhardt to a win. Pitched 9 3/4 innings, basically. Talk to me about your favorite teammate who's a pitcher. I asked you about the batters because I'm figuring you practice against them. Again, if it's unfair, don't answer if you don't want to get in trouble.
No, I mean, I love all the pitchers on our staff. Like, I can't choose one. I mean, it's easy to say, you know, Brett Allen right now just because he came in there and saved my butt yesterday. But, yeah, I mean, I love them all. Galvez is fun because, you know, he doesn't speak English very well, so we always have a good time talking to each other, and we're always messing with each other before and after games and stuff. I was trying to loosen him up before this game, just tell him, hey, man, just focus, hit your spots, like, don't do too much.
Tucker Zadunik ahead in the count, 3-1. 1 away, 1 runner on board out at second. The series on the line between #1 and #11, the 29-win Fire. Reinhardt University snapped an 18-game win streak yesterday for Southeastern University.
Would love to see Zadunik get going here. It's 0 for 9 so far in this series. We spoke yesterday about it being so rare to see him have 2 subpar games in a row. Even rare to see him have a whole series without really contributing a whole lot.
Payoff pitch, driven deep left side. This one's down inside. A runner across third. He's coming home. And a play at the plate as he slides in and makes it 1-0 Reinhardt University Eagles.
And again, you had to feel like Tucker Zadunik was due to make something happen. 0 for 9 coming into this game, and he starts off the scoring with a nice RBI.
Roped into the left field, picking up the Rivian, making it 1-0 Eagles. Doesn't get better than that for Reinhardt University. So tell me about the emotions, the thought process this morning for the team. What did Coach have to say? What's the vibe for the guys in the dugout?
Well, I mean, he knows that we're capable of beating this team, and he just wants to make sure we stay within ourselves and not try to get too big.
Nash Kroll wants to get too big as he drives this into the left field, and now 2 runners on board for Reinhardt.
Coach Bird's more just trusting his plan. We'll do good things. I mean, yesterday on the mound, it was just trust his pitch calling and just put the ball where he wanted. I was able to do that and worked out.
Any sense for what might be going through SCU's heads in the dugout, what Coach is thinking over there?
I think they're getting a lot better team than they thought they were going to get.
With 2 on board, left side, Lewis, ball is grabbed up, and he's caught out at first. 2 away.
2 runners in scoring position for the Eagles. A nice chance for them to add to their newfound advantage, especially with Luis Mendoza. Mendoza had a few really big hits in the 2 games against Southeastern yesterday. Okay, so we've been asking you a lot of baseball questions. I want to get a little bit more personal. So what's your go-to song that you're listening to pregame to get you going, get you ready to go out there?
Go-to pregame song.
Could be a song, artist, whatever.
No, I really don't. I listen to a bunch of stuff before games. That's not really like where my superstition lies. I'll say before games, I got to make sure before I get to the locker room, I get some Chick-fil-A in my hands. I got to get my Chick-fil-A in my hands. I got to eat it up in the locker room. Keep it right above my locker while I'm out down here at the field throwing.
The Chick-fil-A must have been good yesterday.
Yeah, it was really good.
I know it's got to be tough on Sundays.
Yeah. Luckily, I haven't had a pitch on Sunday yet.
With 2 away, 2 on board, count is 2-0 for Luis Mendoza, who's at the plate. Reinhardt's already scored 1 in the bottom of the first. 2 in scoring position.
Come on, Louis.
Mendoza pops this one up deep left side, and he's gone in center field. That'll retire the side. We'll go to the top of the second and be back in just a moment on SCSN. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University. Thanks for being with us. Southeast Sports Network, college baseball all weekend long. This is game 3 of 3. And here's a look back at our series to this point. A recap of game 1 and 2 yesterday. So first a 1 p.m. pitch, and Southeastern exploded down the back stretch. 19-6 win, but could not handle the pitching of Mr. Herbert, who's here in the booth with us in game 2, as Reinhardt claimed a 3-1 victory in that second matchup, and they just looked excellent. Did you feel like the team was on fire, or was that kind of the sense in the dugout for you?
I mean, I knew after losing that first game, giving up 19 runs. No one was happy about that, but no one wavered in there. No one put their head down. Everyone knew that we still had it in us. And I feel like our batters have some confidence, with me on the mound, how I've been pitching good of late. So confidence was there, I'll tell you that.
Quick strike. Christopher Munoz was important yesterday, the righty.
We'll see what Galvez will be able to do here in the second inning, getting out of that jam in the first.
It's really amazing he was able to get out of that jam, too, in scoring position right off.
Great. I mean, bunt right back to him, that's ideal right there. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Munoz, a junior from Bronx, New York, played his prep at James Monroe High and a transfer to Southeastern from Western Oklahoma State. Top of the second, here's the 2-1. Big swing, strike two. Popped up right side, trending foul. Reinhardt looking for this in the outfield, and it'll sail over the fence, so he stays alive. We went to the break, and Lorenzo's like, we should have had some questions ready for him. I didn't know. What's your major? What are you majoring in?
Sports studies.
I think you told me that yesterday.
Majoring in sports studies and minor in business.
Popped up deep into the outfield and one away.
Tell you what, I did have a lot of outfield help yesterday, a lot of pop-ups.
That never hurts.
No. Rook was tracking them down for me, and Bernie was making great plays at third for me. I was showing him love in the dugout.
Now batting, number 32.
Next in the order for Southeastern is Gonzalez, the righty first baseman.
So yesterday we spoke a little bit about the difficult schedule that you guys have faced in the early stages of this year.
Mm-hmm.
How important do you think that will be when the calendar turns to April and May, being able to go against these caliber of teams and being battle-tested going into the postseason?
I think it will prepare us pretty well. I mean, we're a good team and we're facing good teams, and as you can see, like we're in there with all of them, whether we're winning or losing. So more experience, guys get more playing time and stuff like that. But hopefully by playoffs come, everyone will be ready. We could really win this thing.
One away count is 1-1. This is Luis Gonzalez at the plate, a junior from San German, Puerto Rico. What a good series this has been. Is this the most exciting series you've been a part of all year?
All year, yeah. I mean, I missed the first few weekends, of course.
Wow. Roped right down to Kroll, who sends him back to the dugout. 2 away in the top of the second.
Yeah, as I was saying, I missed the first few weekends of the series. First one being down at LSU Shreveport. That was one I wish I was there for, but we were in it with them the whole game, every time we played them. Sucks that we didn't win any of those games, but this one for me is the most exciting. I've been waiting for this because I played them 2 years ago. Didn't have my best start. I gave up 5 runs to them through 6, I believe. And that was my first loss this season against them. I was ready to play them again. It's more of a revenge game for me, I guess.
Two away in the top of the second. Southeastern. Brandon Mondragon at the plate. Suffers strike one, count as 1-1, and he was batting really well yesterday. Who in this lineup that's back today that you had to pitch against yesterday would you say is the best batter or the hardest to pitch against?
They got a lot of good batters in the lineup.
Popped up right through the center. That'll retire the side.
I just answer this question when we get back.
We'll be back in just a moment. 1-0 Reinhardt Eagles, SESN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Headed into the bottom of the second where it's 1-0 Reinhardt Eagles. Number 11 Reinhardt battling number 1 Southeastern, all on SCSN. Thanks for being with us for all of the action today, wherever you are. Just a reminder, we've just added our app to the Amazon Fire TV platform. So if you have a Fire TV, a Fire Stick, you can download SCSN and watch from any of your favorite devices for free. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson, and Mr. Herbert, who was pitching lights out yesterday. This is driven deep right side, and he's gone. One away. So before the break, we were asking you, and we talked about it a bit during the break, who was the toughest to pitch against for you yesterday in this lineup?
It's hard to say because, I mean, they have a lot of good hitters, but Wilkerson, the right fielder, he kind of had my number yesterday. I was able to strike him out once to end, I think, the 7th. That was big. But I think he got like 2 hits off me, maybe a walk. He just had my number. He wasn't swinging at anything outside the zone. Jerry Laura is always someone hard to face. He's been there since I came 2 years ago. It's a big dude, I'll tell you that. He put some good, he never got good barrel on the ball, but he was hitting that ball far. Good thing we got 400 dead center, or else some of those would have been out.
This is Matty Maurer at the plate. He looked sharp yesterday.
Maurer, the backstop. He's had a lot of big moments throughout this series, of course. Had that perfect game against Point a few weeks ago.
Maurer's a junior from Stony Brook, New York. Transferred to Reinhardt from Suffolk College. What percentage of the guys on this Reinhardt roster are transfers, if you had to guess?
I'd say 90% probably.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. What'd you like about Reinhardt?
Well, my dad actually lived out here, so he lived down the road. So I'd come out here in the summers, and that's when Coach Burton found me. Took me on a tour in this beautiful campus. Had to come play here.
Yeah, the setting is insanely beautiful. Is that strike 2? So a full count for Maurer.
It's incredible how hard he works on this field to keep it looking so nice. Like, I'm just thankful to have such a nice field.
Yeah, words don't do it justice unless you're here in person, how well it's manicured.
Yeah.
Maurer right up the middle, rolls past second, and he's on board down at first. He is having a great series.
Yes, yeah, he is. It was awesome to see him hit that ball out right center yesterday.
Maurer going to be replaced at the plate by Jamel Rookard. And that's a great back-to-back for Reinhardt. You got a pinch runner out there now. Rookard at the plate.
It's crazy how fast Parker Doyle is. He's got speed on him, and he started the season, he stole every time he got on base. At least one bag.
Fastest on the team?
It's hard to say. We got some fast guys on the team, but he's up there for sure. I think on the bases, him and Prof are probably our best base runners, I'd say. Bernie's really smart on the base path. He's not like the fastest guy, but he's just very smart. And he knows when to take a bag and when people aren't paying attention. He'll catch you sleeping.
There's something about a guy that knows exactly when to do the right thing in sports. You can't beat it.
And he's got that IQ, that base running IQ to take a bag when people aren't looking. I wouldn't be surprised if he stole home today.
One away. The 2-0 is dropped in.
As you hear from over there, that pitch was apparently right down the middle.
So now you've been on the team for a few years. You probably don't feel this way, but you're a veteran player at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Who's kind of a younger player or a less experienced player that you are kind of taking under your wing and wanting to push to be their best selves?
Jared Burney.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm taking him under my wing. I mean, I'm definitely helping him out. I'm not going to say like, I'm more experienced than him because, he is a year younger than me, but like, Hunter Paulson, he's got the work ethic, so he helps me in the gym and I help him out here on the field, and me and him put it together really well, and he had a good start to this season. He's been struggling of late, but he's going to get back to that form. I already know. He's going to be a big guy with him out on this.
2 on board for Reinhardt with 1 away in the bottom of the second. They lead 1-0. Number 11 Eagles over the number 1 Southeastern Fire. And we're going to get a meeting on the mound for these two programs. At the plate right now, Jarrett Burney, the senior infielder. He's from Sewanee, Georgia, played at North Gwinnett High. The Bulldogs, local guy.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a backside base hit from Burney right here, scoring at least 1, maybe 2. We got Rook on first, so he's got some wheels.
What's it like when Coach comes to see you on the mound? Is it a bad feeling?
It depends. If Coach gets you bad, it's a bad feeling, yeah. I mean, he's got trust in me. He doesn't really ever come to the mound. I mean, when he came out there in the 9th inning, I knew he was pulling me. I don't want to leave the game,
right?
Obviously, but I knew, my pitch count was high. I knew I was coming out of the game. And he's had some good words for me. Just shook my hand and gave the ball to Donnie. I knew he'd come shut it down for me.
It stresses me out to watch guys just waiting for Coach to get to them,
Yeah.
They're not pitching
It is sometimes
well.
a stressful feeling.
Ooh, my goodness. Burney hit with a pitch. Hopefully he's all right.
You could tell it was in a little bit of pain there, just trying to walk that off and shake it off. Unfortunate situation, but the base is loaded for the Eagles, a chance to add to their lead.
Richard Castro going to be the man. That's funny because I feel like Herbert was just telling us this is a guy you should watch. This is the guy.
Watch. I'm excited for this. I remember last year in the fall, first inter-squad game, to end the season, we're facing each other, had teams drafting and everything. He comes out there, very first game. His first 4 at-bats are all home runs.
That's wild.
Just went home run, home run, home run, home run. And that 5th at-bat, I remember he grounded out, I think. And it was like, wow. Everyone was all disappointed because he didn't hit another home run.
1 away, bottom of the second, bases loaded. And at the plate when we get back, the senior from Los Angeles, California, Richard Castro.
And obviously, just to that point, we've seen what he's capable of doing in big situations. I believe last season had a game with 3 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely a guy that can get hot, put up really good stretches. The only thing with him, of course, you want to see that a little bit more on a consistent basis. But the talent is undeniable, most definitely, with Richard Castro.
Yeah, he's got a good swing. I mean, it's good to see that him facing Vila because he puts a good swing on the ball. That ball will go far. It'll go a long way.
Bases are loaded, 1 away, bottom of the second. Reinhardt leading over number 1 Southeastern 1-0. Castro fouls off right side, count 1-1. And strike 2, he's now down in the count. With 1 away and the bases loaded, striking him out would be a big momentum left for Southeastern.
He's a fighter. He's a grinder. He's not going to go down easy.
Striking him out. 2 away now. Southeastern happy about that.
Number 7, right fielder Tucker Duda.
Ball looked a little in to me.
Taylor Zadunik, probably not the ideal guy to have coming to the plate for Southeastern with the bases loaded up. A senior outfielder, 115 at-bats entering today, 383 batting average.
It'll be a matchup of strength against strength as well. Cole Reeves, 4-0 record so far this year, 1.67 ERA. It's been so stellar for Southeastern this year.
Zdunek, 32 RBIs this season. 2 away in the bottom of the second. The 1-0 pitch is a little outside as it skeeters across the turf. That's ball 2. See, I'm stressed out for him. That's all. Everybody's out on the turf. 2 away, 2-0 is the count as Zdunek steps aside. We'll keep it here, but we'll take a look at a couple of quick stats. So this is just getting to know the Eagles. Splitting day one, they're now 21-11 overall. 43 home runs as a team, a .329 batting average as a team. And taking a look at Southeastern's fire, 29-3 overall. They had an 18-game win streak snapped by the Eagles yesterday. That's tough. I mean, that would fire me up.
Absolutely.
I'd be a little upset.
And, you know, like I said, it's just a regular season series, of course, but on Southeastern's side, when they were in the midst of their rally in that first game, you could see the emotion that they were showing. They were pumped up. They were chirping. And then conversely, on the Reinhardt side, it seemed like every time Andrew Herbert made a play, got a strikeout, anything, you could see the emotion on his face, the emotion on the players' faces in the dugout as well. So this is definitely a series that both teams want, and with good reason, too.
That's what's going through my head while I'm driving here this morning is I would be a little fired up about that, right? And so
absolutely.
All morning I'm thinking, who is going to be more under control as we get underway today? Because I think whoever keeps it under control kind of emotionally wins. That's where my head's at. It's such a close matchup.
Absolutely. Coach Burr always says, play with emotion, don't play emotionally. So
right.
That's big.
Keep it under control.
You don't want to get too big, and then next thing you know, scores 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. That's what happens.
Two of the best coaches in the country meeting up today, both over 60% winning percentages. First year at Southeastern, coach won 50 games, a school record. Burton is following his path, though. He's been very successful since coming to Reinhardt from Lindsey Wilson. Over 63% winning percentage now in his time with the Eagles.
So Southeastern making an early pitching change. Very interesting decision there.
We've been preparing all week. We've been looking at all their arms. They got a lot of good arms out there in the bullpen and stuff like that. So I think we're really well prepared for this.
This is a tough situation to step into for Southeastern's man. 2 away, count is 2-0. You've got Zdunek at the plate and the bases loaded in Waleska, Georgia. Reinhardt already leading 1-0 in a very high-stakes matchup for national rankings.
Absolutely.
Bryce McDonald, the man on the mound. We'll see what he's able to do here.
Zdunek way out ahead on the count, 3-0. Bases loaded, 2 away. McDonald delivers. Zdunek fouls off.
That play by Nick Sanders over there, first base coach.
Potentially the MVP. 3-1.
Go.
Popped up.
Get going.
Deep left side. This one towards the wall. Looking for it in the sun, and he's down. That'll retire the side. Really nice side for Reinhardt. Southeastern keeping the runs off the board. We'll take a break and be back with more college baseball where it's 1-0 Eagles in Waleska.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV. Fire Stick or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Ken White Field and Waleska, Georgia. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. We've got it all day long. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson, and thrilled to have you along with us on SCSN in our simulcast. Thanks to all of our partners for carrying the game. I'm Gabriel. This is Lorenzo. Lorenzo is a student here at Reinhardt, plays on the football team. He's a great broadcaster. I think you got a future in this, man.
I appreciate it.
You've had a good year, bro. You got to get your headset on. Then you'll make it. I am sad that basketball season is over. I won't lie.
It was so much fun.
That was a fun basketball
Especially
season.
the girls' season.
Yeah, the girls were just, it was like when you get mad watching your favorite team play, so you fire up 2K or Madden and you just blow everyone out 90-0. That's how it felt watching the girls' team at Reinhardt this year. The boys' team was a good story too, though. Justin Newton and the Eagles kind of went down early in the year. They had a lot of injuries, and it was almost comical, but they played so well it wasn't. They'd go on the road and they'd lose by a couple, and they would not lose at home ever. At one point, they were like 9-2 at home. I mean, it was crazy.
Friendly confines of the Brown Athletic Center as well.
Must be very comfortable in the Brown Athletic Center. Today is game 3 of a 3-game series. They split yesterday. 19-6 Southeastern took game 1. Reinhardt took game 2, 3-1. Popped up right side, over the chalk, and out of play. He'll stay alive. 2-2 the count, top of the third from Reinhardt.
Galvez has been very effective on the mound for Reinhardt in the early stages of this game. Love to see that continue here.
2-2 pitch. Tommy Davis fouls off, stays alive. Davis, a senior infielder from Federal Way, Washington. He played his prep at Todd Beamer High and then transferred to Southeastern from Oklahoma Wesleyan. You know, I asked Herbert about the amount of transfers in college sports these days, and I don't know if it's a problem or not. I feel weird about it, and I'm hearing a lot of chatter about it, but nobody's really addressing it in an official way or anything. The count is full, by the way, with none away in the top of the third.
I think that's kind of a twofold kind of thing, right? Of course, you want programs and guys.
Chopped right side, a play at the bag, and he's gone. One away. Top of the third. Fire going to send the next man to the plate. This is McDonald. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But you do want programs and guys to be able to grow with one another, to be able to have those kinds of relationships. And it's just something about a recruiting class, having young guys come in and then that group progress, mature, and end up taking over. Of course, that's the way that college sports has always been, and that's what you would like to see. But on the other hand as well, there are also situations that do cause for people to want to try to seek out other opportunities, like family situations, or in terms of getting to a place and not being everything that you would like. And I think it's a little bit different at the NAI level compared to Division I. Division I, it's a lot more financially motivated in terms of those decisions being made, or maybe not a lot more, but definitely in a lot of cases. And in terms of transferring at this level, a lot of guys doing it for just a better opportunity, a chance to play the sport that they love without any strings attached or things like that. So you can definitely see those situations come up more in NAI, a little bit more earnest and wholesome, I would say.
Hopefully my opinion is coming from the right place. I agree with 99% of what you just said. I just feel like it feels like free agency. It doesn't feel like, kids trying to find their place and get an opportunity and have fun and get an education.
Yeah,
hopefully I'm coming from the right place with that. If I'm not, and you disagree, DM me. Don't tweet at me angry. DM me. I want to hear from coaches especially.
That's absolutely another side of it. Like, you recruit guys not with the intention of them.
Pagozzo sends this left side. Looks like it's trending in play, and he's gone. 2 away in the top of the third.
But you recruit guys not with the intention of them just being a great player for your program, right? You're not just getting them in just because they can help you win games. And it's something that James Miller, the head coach of the football team, says all the time, that you don't want to recruit guys just to play a sport. You want to recruit good people. You want to make them into better young men and women as well. And it's really hard to do that if you feel like you're getting someone as a rental for 6 months.
That's strike one. This is Isaac Nunez, the infielder, a senior from Altamonte Springs down in Florida. Played his prep at Lake Brantley High. He transferred to Southeastern after a stint at the University of Florida. 2 quick strikes down on the count with 2 away. Top of the third, Southeastern trailing 1-0 to Reinhardt's Eagles. James Miller is one of my favorite coaches, and guys like him are not a dime a dozen. It's hard to find leaders that care about young men, young women, and bring that passion every day. Reinhardt thought they'd struck him out. Instead, it's ball 1.
Those are the kind of coaches that this new age of college football, they'll be able to stick around because they try to build more genuine relationships. You can tell that it's not just about, hey, this is what you can do for me. This is me trying to mold you. Less of a 4-year decision, more of a 40-year decision.
Left side, and he's caught at first. That'll retire the side. We'll be back. 1-0 Reinhardt Eagles lead on SCSN. Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University College Baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. Thanks for being with us for a great afternoon stint between the Fire and the Eagles. 1-0 Reinhardt right now. Reinhardt ranked number 11 in the nation. Southeastern's Fire are number 1. They split day 1 of this series as Reinhardt broke up what was at the time an 18-game win streak. And Reinhardt looking to complete the upset and sweep the series today, leading early. There's a look at the poll. Those records are outdated. That's from when the poll was released by the NAIA. We'll go just a bit further down before Nash Kroll steps up to the plate. This is 16 through 25, and a couple of programs are receiving votes. Milligan in the Appalachian Athletic Conference with Reinhardt. We're ready to go. Strike 1 on Kroll.
And I know there's a lot of discussion around the Appalachian Athletic Conference.
Kroll is fueling some discussion with that hit to the left side as he gets on board at first.
It's a very nice, ideal start for the Eagles there. But there's been a lot of discussion in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, especially with the way that Reinhardt has looked. Reinhardt right now in the pole position, unquestionably playing the best out of any team in the conference. But that second spot, it's been a little up in the air. There's been kind of some back and forth. Milligan staking their claim to that with a big 6-4 win over Tennessee Wesleyan yesterday. They have a doubleheader against them today, so we'll be paying close attention to see how that goes.
That one escaped. We're trying to peer pressure Reinhardt's athletic director into coming in here and doing an interview with us. I don't know if well, maybe not peer pressure for you. I'm trying to peer pressure him. Swindle him into coming in here and talking to us about Reinhardt's athletic programs.
I know he enjoys being behind the scenes a lot. He doesn't really like a whole lot of attention.
Big fan of Jeff Portier, really good leader. Reinhardt's women's basketball coach was in a serious automobile accident right before the basketball tournament this year, and Portier came in and coached the team and did a great job. Did a really good job. There's something to be said. You know, you talked about Coach Miller and the football team. There's something to be said about a guy who's an AD putting the right people in place. Looking for the double play, and Kroll cannot be cut down at third.
Nash Kroll, not exactly known for his speed, but right there showing off the wheels. Sneaky athleticism, I would say, getting to get that bag at third.
Sneaky is right.
The shortstop, Luis Mendoza.
When I say not known for his speed, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have wheels on him. It seems like every now and then he goes out there and he surprises some people with just how fast he is along the base paths.
Luis Mendoza at the plate. Redshirt sophomore from Panama originally, transferred to Reinhardt from Coffeyville Community College. Showing bunt, that's a strike. Runners on the corners. Count is 0-2 for Luis Mendoza.
Reinhardt wanting to put up some runs here. We know, and we saw it yesterday, Southeastern very capable of going very nuclear, getting very hot at any given moment, scoring runs in bunches. So Reinhardt definitely wants to try to jump out to a larger advantage than this one. A one-run lead against this team is not safe.
Count is 2-2, none away, and runners on the corners in the bottom of the third for the Eagles. Mendoza hangs off as the count is filled. Mendoza fouls right side. The Skeeters over the chalk up to the wall. Great turnout today.
It's been a great turnout all week, and definitely a game that deserves it as well, a series that deserves it.
I can't see the stands off to our left. There's a ton more seating off to the left. Probably a couple hundred on hand in attendance for this one. Mendoza, big swing, and can't get a piece of it. One away, bottom of the third.
Now batting number 3, the second baseman.
Reinhardt with 2 in scoring position as he does advance down to third.
And the reigning defending AAC Player of the Week, Mercerio Allen, coming up to bat. 2 runners in scoring position. Just want to try to get something in play. Getting something in play likely brings in another run for Reinhardt. We'll see if Allen is up to the task here.
Popped up left side. This one might be in play. And the Fire going to send him back to the dugout, trying to come home and hustling across the plate for the run.
And that's just how you draw it up right there. Mercerio Allen putting that one high and far. The sac fly and letting Nash Kroll come in and score the run.
2-0 Reinhardt Eagles in the bottom of the third as Kroll hustles his way across the plate.
That sneaky athleticism again showing itself.
Nash Kroll across the plate. Now we're going to look at Matty Maurer, and we were talking about it with Herbert. Matty Maurer's been good this weekend for Reinhardt.
Absolutely been very good, and his opportunities kind of come and go. He doesn't all the time get a whole bunch of looks, but anytime he's at the plate, it seems like he's very capable of making something happen. We saw that a little bit last season and definitely this season.
Suffered a quick strike. Right side rolling into the outfield, and Maurer's on board as we've got a runner coming home for the Eagles, and he makes it. Just couldn't deliver that where it needed to be as Lewis is across the bag. And we've got another runner in scoring position. It's 3-0 Reinhardt University Eagles.
Maurer again making something happen, taking 3 bags there, a big-time RBI triple, putting himself in position with Jamel Ruckert coming up to the plate trying to bring him home.
The center fielder, Jamel Ruckert.
Jamel Ruckert going to work for Reinhardt's Eagles from Waleska, Georgia. Thanks for being with us. It's number 1, number 11. Number 11 extending their lead to 3-0 over Southeastern's Fire at Ken White Field here on SCSN.
And we talked about the girls basketball team being very good at home, but it's not just exclusive to them. This is a team, and really Reinhardt's athletic programs, period, very good playing in Waleska. And there's something to that, too, being able to wake up in your own bed, being able to eat food in your cafeteria and in your room, just being able to have that level of comfort.
What's up with that, though? Is it hard to get here for the other schools? Is that why it's such a trip?
It's not really in terms of it being hard to get here. I think it's more about our teams and just our level of comfort. Like I said, just, again, being able to wake up in the bed that you sleep in every night, not having to worry about making a trip to a stadium or to a field. That definitely does a lot in terms of just your confidence and your mental stability going into a game.
Now batting, number 10, the third baseman, Jarrett Purdy.
We're going to have a meeting on the mound for Southeastern. Quite a little run the Eagles have gone on over the last couple of minutes here. Runners on the corners now. 2 runs scored in the bottom of the third for Reinhardt University. And talking pitching on the mound, as you can see, SCU number 1 in the nation, trying to hold on to that spot in the polls. They've been unanimously number 1 all season long, and yesterday an 18-game win streak snapped by the Reinhardt Eagles, a 3-1 victory in Game 2.
Absolutely. Reinhardt, as well as Southeastern, has played, yes, an 18-game winning streak, but going into that game, coming into the series, Reinhardt had won 14 of their last 17. So a team that's been almost just as on fire as the Southeastern Fire, now 15-4 in their last 19. They're playing some really good ball right now in their own right.
Now pitching for the Fire.
So this is Danny Batcher onto the mound and getting warmed up for Southeastern. Reinhardt taking advantage of the time to group up and talk strategy as well out in front of their dugout, as you can see there. Danny Batcher, originally from Winter Haven, Florida, a redshirt junior. He played at George Jenkins High and transferred from Florida Gulf Coast to Southeastern University.
Batcher's a guy who out of the bullpen, has been pitching really well for Southeastern this season. Sporting a 1.93 ERA, has pitched just a little over 9 innings. He's only given up 3 hits so far this year. And we heard Herbert talk about just the depth of talent in their pitching staff for Southeastern. So many different guys capable of coming in and making an impact. So for some teams, and you get to a situation, you consider it a bullpen game, and that may have a negative connotation for some teams, feel like that's a game that they have to really assert themselves offensively and the bats need to get rolling. But for Southeastern, as much talent as they have in their bullpen, they'll gladly take those opportunities when they come.
So we're going to see Bernie step up to the plate with runners on the corners for Reinhardt University. And Batcher just looking to do some damage control.
Two outs on the board here, but Jared Burney at the plate. Burney trying to help the Eagles continue to add to their lead, already up 3 runs.
Popped up center field. Barring an error here, that'll retire the side and send us to the top of the 4th in Waleska, Georgia, between the Fire and the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Number 1, number 11. We'll be back on the Southeast Sports Network.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Ken White Field and the campus of Reinhardt University in Waleska, Georgia. It's college baseball on SESN. Thanks for being with us all day long. Here's a look at the bottom half of the top 25. 5 of those teams just receiving votes. Couple of AAC teams on there, some familiar programs for these two. And the top half of the top 25, both of these programs there at number 11 Reinhardt and number 1 Southeastern. These records are outdated. Those are from the NAI poll entering the weekend. Oh, we're in trouble now. I think we're going to have Reinhardt University Athletic Director Jeff Portier join us on air for a bit and talk about the great athletic programs here at Reinhardt University. 3-0 Reinhardt Eagles. We've entered the top of the 4th as Southeastern going to head back up to the plate. It's David Castillo. Dropped in, strike 1. Jeff Portier here in the booth with us now. Coach, you've been here for a while. Talk to me about what it's like being at Reinhardt University. Did you played here too, right?
No, I did not play here. Actually, coached here. My first coaching job, basketball here back in 2007. Coach Pop hired me as the basketball coach here at 28 years old, and basically I've been here ever since. I left for 2 years and then came back on the administration side of things, and seeing Reinhardt grow tremendously. Adding sports, we're up to 24 sports now, and teams are thriving and doing really well.
Castillo chops this left side, down at first. He's cut down, and we'll go back to the dugout.
Jared Burney making another play in the field as well.
He's been electric from that left side at shortstop, looking really good. Bryant exploded in Game 2 yesterday. Obviously struggled to capitalize on that, but the Fire can lean on him a little bit again today. 0 for 1 in his first appearance. 1 away in the top of the 4th. 24 athletic programs?
Yes, we have 24 teams now. We just added flag football, women's flag football 2 years ago. This is our 3rd year competing. So,
what was the most exciting for you? How many of those have you personally onboarded?
Probably in the last couple of years, men's women's lacrosse is pretty exciting. Starting those, I had left right when they announced they were going to start football and came back, so I really didn't get to onboard that one. But that was a lot of excitement on campus. But men's and women's lacrosse were really exciting, and men's volleyball when we added that. I'm not sure where we were going with that, but they've turned. I think they're 22-1 right now on the season, having a phenomenal year. So
probably not fair to ask off the top of your head, but how many teams are in the top 25 right now?
Let's see.
It's kind of a lot.
I just did a report on this the other day. So men's and women's lacrosse, number one's in the country. Men's tennis is ranked 9th. Women's tennis is ranked 23rd in the country. Baseball ranked 11th in the country. Men's volleyball is just outside the poll. I think they're 12 or something. I think they only do the top 10. And then men's track and field is 22 right now. That just came out the other day. So we're doing really, really well. Hopefully, softball. I'm moving out softball. They're 25th in the country and having a phenomenal year.
Are there any teams playing right now in the spring that aren't ranked?
We have a couple, yes. We do have a couple. And they're right there.
I don't believe you.
They're having great seasons. Yeah.
That's wild. I didn't know about men's tennis.
Yeah, men's tennis is ranked 9th, doing really, really well. They got a big match coming up on Tuesday against Tennessee Wesleyan, who's ranked 2 in the country. That'll decide the regular season conference championship.
2 away in the top of the 4th. Landry Wilkerson was batting very well yesterday. Sends this right side, trending foul along the chalk, and this one going to sail out of play, so he'll stay alive. Count is 0-2.
So the athletic teams have had a whole lot of success throughout this year, but is there just one moment that you can pinpoint as probably your favorite just through the years so far?
Oh, man, through the years, one of the most exciting games to be a part of was probably that football game that we had here against Southern Oregon. That's probably about 4 years ago now, I think. It was semifinals to get a chance to go to the national championship game. And, Coach Pop was the athletic director at the time. And being the host institution, you have to give out awards. And I think there was like a minute left. And I think we were up by, I don't know what the score was, but we were winning. And he's like, we had the ball and all these things, run the clock, and we're going to win, and we're going to go to Daytona. And he's like, I'm going to go get the awards we have to give out. And I'm like, that's bad luck. Don't go get it. We fumbled the next play. The scoop and score. Southern Oregon went down and scored a touchdown. Long story short, we ended up returning it all the way back to the 35 and kicking a field goal basically as time expired to send us to Daytona to play national championship. That was a really exciting moment, exciting time to be here for that. So we've had a lot of games that have been exciting, but that was one at home that was really, truly, truly exciting.
I've heard the football team is going to be good again this year.
Yeah, we can ask Lorenzo about that one. He's going to be back on that field playing for us.
We're gonna do what we do. We're going to do what we do.
You pay the price, right?
We're going to do what we do. Pay the price. Come on now. We're going to do what we do. Actually going to have a matchup with Southeastern as well. And, they got us last year, so.
Yeah, we start to.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
At Schrei Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but...
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, inside of Ken White Field. College baseball, Southeast Sports Network. Appreciate you tuning in and being with us. Gabriel Shry, Lorenzo Robinson. We've been in the bottom of the fifth for a long time between the Fire and the Eagles. It's a 5-run game, 7-2. Reinhardt leading number 1 Southeastern University on SCSN. Really good in between number 1, number 11. This is game 3 of a 3-game series. Got started yesterday at 1. Wrapped up game 2 by about 7:30. They were back this morning and ready to go for game 3. We get underway at noon. We're into the bottom of the 5th, 2 away. Got a couple on board for Reinhardt University. This is Lewis at the plate, and he's been pretty efficient today. 1 for 3, 2 RBIs.
Had that big-time home run as well. Well ahead on the count, should kind of lay off of this one.
So that'll load the bases.
Number 11, the shortstop, Luis Mendoza.
The Eagles adding another run to their total, up by 6 runs against the number 1 ranked team in the country.
Big shout out again. We talked about Brett Allen's family tuning in yesterday from Australia. They're in Newcastle. Dad tweeted at me, it's 3 a.m. local time. They're tuned in. Thanks for getting up and being with us, and hope you're enjoying all the coverage.
A lot of dedication there. 3 a.m.
I don't think my dad would get up at 3 p.m. to watch me play. Strike 1 count is 1-1. 2 away. Just kidding. My dad's probably watching this. Get in trouble. Fouled off. Back into the evergreens behind us in University Stadium. Bit low, 76 miles an hour, 2-2 the count, 2 away. Five-run game, bases are loaded. Full count, 2 away. Mendoza at the plate, 0 for 3 in this game. Holds off, they'll walk him, and that walks home a run for Reinhardt's Eagles. They extend their lead, 9-2.
All the momentum going in Reinhardt's direction, and we're seeing something that we didn't see a whole lot of in the first 2 games. That's Southeastern walking a few batters. It's led to some free runs for the Eagles as well. And another pitching change.
Definitely got to get it right. Couldn't be more thankful for a beautiful day for college baseball. All on SCSN today. Appreciate you being with us. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. If you haven't already, just a quick reminder to get connected with us on social media. Whatever your favorite platform is, we're there. Find us at SCSN Sports. So Jaron Warwick going to be on the mound for SCU as they try to finish up what's been a great inning for Reinhardt. Number 1, Southeastern really struggling to wrap this up. 4 runs allowed on this side of the inning. Two away. I mean, I was kind of already feeling like it was super crucial that Reinhardt wraps this up, right? Or rather, Southeastern wraps this up and gets to the next inning. They kind of are really close to the back stretch on this one. Now they're trailing 9-2. What's your level of urgency here if you're Southeastern? Is it high, or are you like, we can score X amount of runs in a few innings?
Well, at this point, it should be incredibly high, right? You're down by 7 runs, and yes, you do have the ability to put up runs in bunches, but you don't want to put yourself in those situations purposefully. So you want to do everything you can to alleviate some of that. So now a new man on the mound, Jaron Warwick, highest ERA on the team at 5.06. So now we're seeing Southeastern start to cycle through their entire bullpen, and we're seeing all of their arms almost throughout this series. And these are the fears that some coaches have with bullpen games, that your offense needs to be able to catch fire. So now you're asking some guys who aren't used to coming in so early to go in and get you out of some jams.
Quick ball. 2 away, bases loaded, 9-2.
And the main story of this inning should be the plate discipline that Reinhardt has shown. They're not chasing anything. They're forcing these pitchers to get them out. We kind of saw that shift in approach take place from Game 1 to Game 2 of this series, and it's continued in Game 3.
Three balls quickly. Allen is way out ahead on the count. 1 for 2, the RBI. He's looked really good in Game 3 of this series. Strike 1. Count is 3-1.
He took that one ahead on the count 3-0. This one, I would think he would take it unless it's something that he just can't refuse.
Zippered in, and it fills the count. Bases loaded, 2 away, full count. Chopped foul back behind him into the backstop.
Allen just staying alive there, but you can feel that this is a really big moment for Southeastern. 3rd consecutive batter that there's been 2 strikes on the board. Let's see if they can finish the job here.
Play down at first for Allen, and he's going to be out and retire the side. A sigh of relief for the Fire as they'll make it into the 6th, trailing 9-2. We'll be back on SCSN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, and Ken White Field. College Baseball, Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. Thrilled to have you along for the ride for this one. Really exciting action. We're to the top of the 6th now, where the number 11 Eagles are leading the number 1 Southeastern Fire 9-2. Kind of coming into the backstretch of this matchup. Lorenzo, I'm curious on your thoughts. We talked about it a little bit in the bottom of the 5th. What needs to happen in the top of the 6th and down the stretch for Southeastern, and what's the pressure like?
Now you have 4 innings remaining. You're giving yourself a chance. You need to start to try to string some runs together. Yes, you want to still have that one at bat at a time, one play at a time approach, but the urgency definitely should increase. Should be trying to put some runs together in this inning, try to make it a little bit more manageable for you, because you don't want to give yourself a nearly insurmountable hill to climb with just 6 outs or 3 outs remaining in the game.
Landry Wilkerson will get us started in the top of the 6th, 1 for 2 today. That's him standing in the center of your screen there. Brett Allen, the Newcastle native, looking to wrap things up for Reinhardt University's Eagles. Thanks for being with us. Ken White Field, Waleska, Georgia. Number 1, number 11. College baseball action all day this Sunday, Saturday, whatever day it is. Messed me up. A heater dropped in, and the play at first, he's cut down. 1 away.
Allen's been a very consistent member of Reinhardt's bullpen. Coach Burton has definitely trusted him in a few very big spots this season.
Athletic Director Jeff Portier back in the box with us with an update on Nash Kroll.
Yeah, Nash, he's actually on his way to the hospital just to get some stitches. He got hit right kind of where your nose and your mouth all come together, right on his cheek right there. Preliminary, he does not have any broken bones or any missing teeth, but inside of his mouth, he's got a big gash, so he's going to go get stitched up. So if his parents are watching back in Canada, he's good. He is on his way to the hospital to get that taken care of. So
I'm glad he's all right.
He wanted to come back in the game. I'll tell you something.
I feel that. Yeah.
100 miles an hour. Oof.
1 away already in the top of the 6th in a 9-2 matchup between the Eagles and the Fire. Floated right side. This one's down. He's across first and going to stay. Wanted to go to second. He stepped off, and they'll say he's safe.
That was a bang-bang play right there. A nice blooper in the shallow right. He was off the bag, and everybody at Reinhardt feels like he could have been called out there. Instead, they call him safe. And we don't have a review here for the NAIA level. So
this is Christopher Munoz. One away, one on board for the Fire. Chopped left. This goes foul over the chalk. Luis Gonzalez, 1 for 2 today. Count is 0-2 with 1 away. Popped right side. This one sailing off of the field of play and into the evergreens. Gonzalez just staying alive, fouling off a couple of times in a row.
Again, it's not going to be a whole lot of free outs in this series. These guys are going to make pitchers pitch at them, make them really work for these strikeouts.
Left side, this one up the line, and it's going to go foul on him. 3 in a row, staying alive. No balls, 2 strikes. Chopped right side, Skeeters into the outfield, and now 2 runners on board for the Southeastern Fire. A business trip in this inning.
Absolutely, the gap shot there, well behind on the count as well.
Now batting number 4, the left fielder.
Puts a runner in scoring position, 2 men on base in Southeastern. Just trying to chip away at it right now, just trying to keep themselves around, and if you hang around long enough, they're just waiting for that explosion.
1 away, 2 on board for Brandon Mondragon. Big swing, strike 1.
Mondragon not having a whole lot of success in this game at 0 for 2, but he came up big for Southeastern yesterday with a 3 for 4 game. So you know what he's capable of at the plate. And in that game, going up against Andrew Herbert as well.
Popped up right side. This one's sailing off of the field. 2 strikes now for Mondragon. 1 away, 2 on board for the Southeastern Fire. They trail 9-2. Wow. I was sure they were going to send him back with that.
It was close. It was definitely close.
Probably the right call. Didn't really pull through.
The umpire's always right.
Popped up center deep with 1 away. Make it 2. Reinhardt looking to cut down a runner who advances to third. Runners on the corners for the Southeastern Fire. Next in the lineup, Tommy Davis.
That man over there threatening from third, but Brett Allen can make it all for naught if he could punch out this one final batter.
Talk to me about the implications of a win in this game, in this series. Obviously, it's going to shake up the polls a little bit. I don't know if you knock SCU out of 1, though, for a loss in Game 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll knock them out of 1, but it'll give Reinhardt, when it comes down to national committees and polls of getting into the national tournament, it'll be a check mark in the box for Reinhardt if they can somehow come out with a win in this series for sure.
And I'm glad you brought that up because this is a big resume building opportunity for them.
That retires the side. We'll keep it here because I want to hear about this resume building opportunity. So let's hear it.
So this is a big resume building opportunity for Reinhardt because they already do have wins against Taylor, a top 25 team. They have a victory as well, a series victory over Tennessee Wesleyan, who's 21st right now. So they do have good wins. They have some wins against teams who are receiving votes like Point as well as Milligan. So they have built those resumes, but they have losses against second-ranked LSU Shreveport, fourth-ranked Cumberland, 10th-ranked Faulkner. Not bad losses by any means, top 10 programs that they lost to, but you do want to show the committee that you're capable of beating those kind of teams. So having a series win against the top-ranked team in the country will go a long way towards ensuring that they'll have a chance to compete for a national title come May.
And for SCU and the Fire, like if they lose this, they drop this game, they drop the series to Reinhardt, how is it really that big of a bump in the road for them? Obviously, you hate to lose that crazy win streak, but
of course, you don't want to lose. Ideally, you don't want to lose, but in terms of their national standing, maybe flip between them and LSU Shreveport just because LSU Shreveport has 3 victories over Reinhardt, so maybe that's what would happen, but can't see them dropping much further than second or third in the polls. This would do a lot more for Reinhardt in terms of helping them move forward and building a strong resume for the national tournament.
Yeah, this might be the first ever series win or winning a series over the number 1 team in the country for a baseball program. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it might be.
I think you are on that. I'm not sure, though. Should have that one.
We'll have to check with David to see if he can pull
David will
that for
know.
us.
David will know.
Well, I just want to give a shout out to you two. This has been phenomenal. Our broadcasting ability over this year, Start With Football, is upgraded 100%, and we appreciate both of y'all for doing all this. We've gotten so many compliments from people in the community, parents that are watching now that we don't charge for it, and have a great broadcast. You guys do a phenomenal job, so I appreciate both of y'all doing this for all of our teams, and hopefully we'll continue this moving forward.
Thank you. Appreciate being here. We love it. Love college sports, and the quality of teams that Reinhardt fields is unbelievable.
I appreciate that. That goes hard work to our student athletes and our coaches and our administration. Starting with Dr. Roberts, our president, for letting our teams be competitive.
That one's a bit low. Count as 1-1. If there is anyone watching, I will say I've built a whole career, a day job, this whole thing with announcing, doing 100 games a year, and it all started with the idea of a liberal arts education at a small school just like this, right? Where it's a well-rounded experience. You come in, small class sizes, there's lots of opportunities to do things just like Lorenzo. You can play a sport, you can be in clubs, you can be the president of something, you can go out and succeed in class because you get so much attention from your professors. Reinhardt checks all those boxes. To be able to do it in a beautiful setting, I'm a big believer in that type of education.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all of our student athletes are involved heavily. Our last 3 SGA presidents are all former athletes, or are all currently athletes. So that's been huge for them to take leadership roles on our campus, not only in athletics, but on student affairs side.
I know from a personal standpoint, that was a big deal for me when trying to decide what school to attend. Being able to go to a school that I feel like I would be able to succeed, not just on the field, but also off the field, and prepare me for the next phase of my life. And I feel like choosing Reinhardt has been a big reason why I feel very confident that when I leave this place, I'll be able to do exactly what I set out to do and be able to actually go through with my plan that I set for myself before coming into school. So.
Lasered in, 92. It's a ball.
It's another pitcher in the 90s. He's a new guy in here, isn't he?
This is Jaron Warwick, and he came in after Kroll was hit with a pitch, right?
Okay.
So the 5th pitcher we've seen today from Southeastern.
1 away, make it 2, turning the double. 2 down, the Fire looking to flip the side of the inning quickly in the bottom of the 6th. I don't know if small private higher education does a good enough job of promoting the opportunity that comes with picking a school like Reinhardt, right? Because I didn't know when I picked Adrian College for my undergrad, which is way up in Southeast Michigan, had no clue I would be able to play football and be a part of all these clubs and try all these things and be able to take classes outside of my major like that. But even the broadcasting thing, like I was on the radio first semester, which sounds like a great idea now, but that was not a great idea. And they do that with every student.
It's kind of like Lorenzo. We kind of threw him to the wolves last year, didn't we, Lorenzo? We said, yeah, come call baseball games for us. And he wanted to, and he's done a phenomenal job with that. And our communications department has really helped him grow in that area.
Yeah, I'll never forget that first series, 2022 against Union. And looking back now, it was, oh man, it was a train wreck, and I'm sure people didn't want to say it then. You did such a great job. No, it wasn't great, but having that trial by fire, definitely very appreciative of the opportunity that I received here.
2-0 is chopped left side, rattling towards the outfield, and he's cut down at first. Toward the tire of the side. 9-2. Flipping the side, number 1, number 11. 7-run game. We'll be back as this one continues on.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back. Reinhardt University, Ken Whitefield, Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, live on SCSN. Appreciate you being with us. Getting into the late stages of this one, Southeastern back at the plate, back on offense. We're going to see if they can make some magic happen in the top of the 7th, but one player on the field is more determined than anyone to ensure that doesn't happen. It's Brett Allen, who's come in to pitch down the stretch. He's looking really sharp.
He's been huge for Coach Burton and his team, especially when you look at some of the unevenness that they've had coming out of their bullpen.
Left side, this one's down. And he's on board at first.
Yeah, but some of the unevenness they've had coming out of their bullpen, Allen is somebody that he definitely trusts in these situations to go more than just one inning, maybe go 2, 3, 4, whatever he needs him to do. And more often than not, he's been very successful at it.
Pagozzo on board. This is Isaac Nunez at the plate, 1 for 3 today. Southeastern has been like bottled lightning this season. Hot, hot, hot all season long. Only 3 losses, one of them last night to Reinhardt. It snapped an 18-game win streak. Only 2 runs in the top of the 7th. Their low total this season, 3. Other than that, their low total, 5. Left side for Nunez. Pagozzo coming around to third, and now 2 runners in scoring position for the Fire of Southeastern.
All of a sudden, we're starting to see them start to pick up steam, catch fire, if you will. So it's really good for Southeastern. Down by 7 runs, they need to pick up some steam quickly.
This is David Castillo. 2 in scoring position, and the Fire dugout is getting a little louder, and we talked about that.
Telltale sign of the momentum shifting is when you start to hear the chatter come from that dugout. I know in the first game it was deafening over there. It felt like it was nearly 1,000 people in the crowd, how loud their dugout started to get, and that was when they were trailing 5-1. But it was at that moment where the tide started to turn. We'll see if they can have an encore here in Game 3 of this series.
The 0-1. Castillo pulls up for the ball. 2 runners in scoring position for the Fire of Southeastern. Number 1 in the nation. They lost an 18-game win streak to the Eagles last night. Looking to avoid dropping the series. This one floated back towards the center. Reinhardt can retire him, and they will. Castillo will go back to the dugout.
And not just retiring Castillo, but a nice job there by Rooker, holding the runner at third, not allowing a run to score.
Now, Herbert told us this is the batter that's the hardest to go against as a pitcher. We'll see what Brett Allen can do to handle number 37. Gary Laura. I believe this is the first time we've seen him coming in as the DH. Laura is a catcher, a senior from Orlando, Florida. Right side, this one rolling towards the outfield. Laura can't win the foot race. 2 away in the top of the 7th. Reinhardt fired up about that. Southeastern. They do get 1 run back.
Now batting number 5, the right fielder, Landry.
Cutting it down to a 6-run margin between these two. .74, that's dropped in. Still 1 runner in scoring position. Landry Wilkerson at the plate, 1 for 3 in this game. on board out at second.
That added another run to Southeastern's total, and now it's a little bit more manageable for them at this point. Down by 5 runs, and we've seen them be able to put up 5 runs in 1 inning. So as long as they can try to hold Reinhardt at bay in the bottom of this inning, they have made this deficit much more manageable for themselves going forward in this game. And ideally, if you're Coach Burton, you want to see Brett Allen find his way out of this and retire the side. Want to try to limit the damage as much as you can. He's been so good at doing that throughout this season. He's ahead on the count here, 0-2. Big time moment here. Southeastern really threatening a man in scoring position. Base hit here likely drives another run home, and then things get really interesting for the Fire.
2 away, the 0-2 pitch, chopped right side, and it goes foul over the chalk.
There's a temptation, I'm sure, wanting to try to maybe put another arm in, but Brett Allen has earned the right to be able to finish this one out. Just want to see if he can get out of this inning without any more damage being done.
This one lasered up the line, and it goes foul as well, much to the relief of the Eagles. Two away, the 0-2 pitch. Popped up right side. This will sail back towards University Stadium behind us.
And Munoz just staying alive in the at-bat, giving himself more bites at the apple, giving himself more chances, really forcing Brett Allen to pitch deep into this count.
Popped up, sailing towards the center. Back towards the wall, it's down. So we'll get 1 run scored for sure for the Fire as he coasts easily across the plate. Ball's loose just behind second. 1 on board, another across for Southeastern's Fire as they make it a 5-run total for them. 4 runs separate the Eagles and Fire.
They're making it very interesting here. This 3 spot here in the 7th, getting themselves back into this game. 4-run lead, again, very manageable. If they're able to hold Reinhardt at bay in the bottom of this inning, 4-run lead is very manageable for them to try to work themselves back into it. And they're the #1 ranked team in the country for a reason, right? You felt like they were going to go on their run at some point.
Sailing close side towards the dugout of the Fire. That one's off of the field of play.
Allen kind of reeling a little bit. Needs to shut the water off here.
Chopped right side. This sails foul. Strike 2. Count is 0-2. 2 away. 1 runner on board in a 4-run ball game. Top of the 7th from Ken White Field.
He's been in this situation on more than 1 occasion with 2 strikes on the board. Can he close the deal here?
With 2 away, the 1 and 2. Chopped left side. This one going to go foul. Well, I thought that stayed fair again for just a moment. 2 looks just like that for the Fire here in the top of the 7th. Luis Gonzalez, 2 for 3 at the plate today, battling it out with Brett Allen.
And again, forcing him to pitch deep into the count, staying alive, and we've seen that pay dividends for Southeastern already in this inning. Can they make something happen with that again?
Popped up by Gonzalez, deep center field towards the wall, and he's done. That'll retire the side. In Waleska, Georgia, we'll take a break and be back with the second half of this inning on SCSN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Ken White Field in Waleska, Georgia. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, thanks for being with us. Appreciate you being along for the ride all day long, wherever you may be tuned in. Stream TV, Channel 3, ETC3, LJ Telephone Company, YouTube. We lost the Reinhardt Athletics YouTube channel for whatever reason. We're streaming to a couple of channels. So if you have somebody else who's watching, you might do the courtesy of shooting them the link. We'd appreciate it. Just give them the updated link. It's in the chat of the Reinhardt Athletics YouTube channel. And we appreciate everybody tuning in from around the globe. Jay Schuler now on top of the mound, going to work for SCU's Fire in a 4-run game. We're to the bottom of the 7th. Reinhardt 6 runs away, or 6 outs away rather, from upsetting number 1 Southeastern.
The Fire not going to go down without a fight, though. They have a nice chance to upset them, but Southeastern is not going to just wilt. They're not going to give up. And now putting Jay Schuler in the game, second lowest ERA on the team at 1.59, albeit it's in a lot less appearances. He's only appeared in 6 games and has only pitched for 5 2/3 of an inning. But a guy who's been very effective when he's been out there on the mound for Southeastern. And again, it's just a 4-run advantage right now for Reinhardt. And we've seen Southeastern be able to put up 4 runs in 1 inning. We've seen that not just throughout this season, but in this series. So for them, if they can hold Reinhardt at bay, not give up any more runs here, they feel like they'll have a really good shot going forward with 6 outs remaining. Schuler already has Vargas down on the count 1 and 2. That's just such an ideal start there for Southeastern. Schuler getting the early punch out. And that's how you announce your presence on the mound.
So Vargas followed by Tucker Zadunik to the plate. With 1 away, 93 miles an hour, that's a ball. Ball 2, Zadunik out ahead on the count. Southeastern, 3 runs in the top of the 7th. We're now into the bottom of the 7th. 1 away, the 2-0. Popped up right near the edge of the infield center. Trailing and caught, 2 away in Waleska. Zadunik going to go back to the dugout for Reinhardt, followed by Dylan Martin to the plate. First look at him in Game 3 of the series.
Dylan Martin making his first plate appearance of the season, was inserted into the game after the injury to Nash Kroll. As the other backstop, Matty Maurer, moved to first.
2 away, bottom of the 7th, a 4-run game, 9-5. Reinhardt Eagles lead. Here's the 0-1. Popped over the glove of the catcher, a race down to the bag at first, and that retires the side. There you go. Southeastern Fire. Very excited about that. We'll take a break with them and be back with the top of the 8th on SCSN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Ken White Field and Waleska, Georgia. College Baseball, Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with you. Thanks for being with us inside of the booth. This one is really coming down to the wire. It's a 4-run game, and we're kind of down the back stretch here, top of the 8th, as Southeastern going to have a chance to work offensively and go back to bat. Your thoughts on what to expect?
Well, for Reinhardt, keeping Brett Allen out there. Allen a little bit shaky in that last inning. They're going to need him to tighten up the screws and really kind of refocus. Southeastern's only down by 4 runs. This is very manageable for them, very doable. We've seen them be able to put up 4 runs in an inning before. They have 6 outs to do it. Of course, you can't blame Coach Burton for giving the ball back to Allen in the 8th inning, as well as he's pitched throughout this season. Absolutely deserves to continue to go.
Smith steps back as this one all the way back into the turf and the backstop. The 2-1 pitch. Boy, that's a heater. 74. Really well delivered. Makes the count 2-2. Allen puts that in and fills the count in Waleska. First batter in the top of the 8th for Southeastern's Fire. Reinhardt leading by 4 runs. SCU could use a couple here. The payoff pitch, and that'll send him down to first.
And the dugout oohing and eyeing after that one. The leadoff walk is important, but that morale and that energy level for Southeastern a little bit more important. You can tell they feel the momentum starting to shift. Last time they were this chatty was when Southeastern went on that 15-0 run in the first game of this series.
One on board for the Fire as this one fouled off by Matt DeLay. First look at Matt DeLay in Game 3. Saw a little bit of him yesterday. DeLay is hit with a pitch, so now 2 on board for Southeastern. Just got another update a moment ago, a Snapchat from Nash Kroll. I love that That's how official news comes in nowadays. Breaking news. We've got a Snapchat. Kroll looks good.
Center fielder Josh Pagozzo.
So now the danger zone for the Eagles. 2 men on base, 1 on first and 1 on second.
Josh Pagozzo, hot in this series, 2 for 4 today. Steps back. There's a ball. 2 on board. Top of the 8th. Pressure is on Brett Allen to finish up this inning.
But you had to figure this was coming soon, right? Giving up 3 innings in the last, giving 3 runs in the last inning, and now in the 8th, kind of reeling a little bit, striking a batter, walking a guy to base. You had to feel like Coach Burton was going to go out for a visit, either to replace him or just try to refocus him a little bit. We'll see which direction he decides to go in here.
Meeting on top of the mound for the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Burton out there with his guys. Talking to Brett Allen, talking shop, and he'll stay.
That's the kind of trust he has in Brett Allen. That's the kind of trust that Brett Allen has earned through his play this season. I saw Coach Burton make a similar decision yesterday, leaving Andrew Herbert out there, and Herbert made Coach Burton look very smart. See if Brett Allen can do the same here. Meanwhile, for Southeastern, all the momentum going their way. They want to try to continue to keep this thing rolling. Again, down by just 4 runs, 2 men on base, no outs.
This one popped up, sailing to the outfield. 1 away. The runners stay put for Southeastern.
That was a nice play there by the substitute, Lance Dockery, coming in off the pine. Able to cover some ground there out in center field and track that one down.
Josh Pagozzo, pop flies out. Isaac Nunez replacing him at the plate for Southeastern's Fire. Nunez pops up right side. This one going to sail foul. Really great delivery there. Strike 2.
Nice off-speed pitch there from Brett Allen. Keeping Nunez on his toes. He's back ahead on the count 0-2.
With 1 away, 2 on board. Here's the 0-2. Way outside for the ball. Nunez 2 for 4 in this game. Probably would be an understatement to say he's having a good weekend. Two, 1 away.
I feel like that was placed pretty well from Brett Allen, the umpire disagreeing.
Popped up right side, right on the edge of the infield. Gone, 2 away.
Nice pitch there from Allen. Got him to chase one inside, forcing the pop-up. 2 outs on the board. It will be huge for him to get out of this unscathed and untouched. Now with 2 outs on the board is when Southeastern made that rally in the last inning. So they're very comfortable in this situation with one of their better hitters at the plate.
Dropped in for strike 1 with 2 away. There's 2 on board for Southeastern's Fire. They trail by 4 runs. 9-5, top of the 8th from Waleska, Georgia. College baseball on SCSN. The 0-1. Right side, this will sail foul. Chopped right out to second. And they get him at the bag to retire the side. We'll flip sides of the inning. Be back. The conclusion coming quickly. College baseball SCSN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Ken White Field in Waleska, Georgia. College baseball, Southeast Sports Network. All the action between the Fire of Southeastern University, the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Appreciate you being with us. This one, a pretty exciting finish in store. A 4-run game as we're into the bottom of the 8th.
That was a nice job there in the top of this inning by Brett Allen. Got in a little bit of trouble. Was able to come up with 3 consecutive outs. So now Southeastern's down to 3 more outs and a currently 4-run lead for the Eagles. Reinhardt a chance to add to their advantage.
This is Lewis at the plate for the Eagles. Luis Mendoza comes out and grabs the ball. The 1-1. Lewis holds off, suffers the strike.
And an interesting call there. We've seen a few close calls where he's saying, did he go, did he not go? But like I said, the umpire is always right.
Bottom of the 8th, 4-run game. Reinhardt, an opportunity to potentially cushion their lead down the stretch. And within striking distance of taking the weekend series against the #1 team in the United States. Thanks for being with us. Southeast Sports Network, college baseball on SCSN. Lewis.
Schuler losing a little bit of control there. Dylan Lewis taking the brunt end of that one, but is able to easily make his way to first.
Now we'll see Luis Mendoza. Oh for 3, 1 RBI. Kilgore in for Lewis on the bag at first. One on board, Luis Mendoza at the plate. Jay Schuler, the pitcher, looking to close this out. A 4-run game, 9-5, Reinhardt Eagles, number 11 leading number 1. Schuler hits a second batter in a row. Mendoza takes that, skeetering off of him into the backstop, and hopefully he's all right.
I think the umpire is going to say that it may have hit his bat first. He went with the bunt attempt there. For the Eagles, Sam Kilgore able to get in the scoring position at second, and it's going to be another mound visit for Southeastern.
So now that they're not capable of it, no program is more capable of scoring 4 runs in a half an inning than Southeastern, but 4-run game, right? If they don't hold Reinhardt scoreless here, how tall is that mountain for a program like the Fire?
It would be very tall, and I say nearly insurmountable because there are the teams that are capable of doing something in those situations, and obviously Southeastern is one of them, but you don't want to put yourself in a position where every play is so important, especially with 3 outs remaining. You don't want to be down by 5, 6, or 7 runs. That just puts so much pressure on your bats every single time out there to make something happen. 4 runs is a little bit more manageable. We've seen them be able to put up 4 runs pretty easily at points in this series, specifically the first game of this series. So they want to give themselves as good of an opportunity as they can to be able to be successful.
Southeastern surrendered an 18-game win streak to the Eagles of Reinhardt, losing game 2, 3-1. Right now they're trailing by 4 in Waleska, Georgia from Ken White Field. Making a pitching changes, hoping that Andrew Long can close this out for the Fire as they look to win this series and walk away from the weekend victorious. Reinhardt obviously looking to topple a giant, and a giant they are. Southeastern has been nothing but successful this year, a unanimous number 1 in the latest poll. And for obvious good reason. These lineups have been a blast to watch go to bat this weekend.
Absolutely, and we talk about how great Southeastern not only has been this year, being ranked number 1 in the country, but last year as well, being in the NAIA World Series, 5 consecutive appearances, a victory in 2022. And Reinhardt has looked every bit of the same caliber of team that Southeastern is, which is a credit to where this program is right now and where they'll be headed in the future. Definitely a good sign if you're Coach Burton that you're doing things right to be able to conduct yourself the way that they have against a team that many feel is the best in the country. So Andrew Long on the mound. Andrew Long, this is his 7th appearance this season. He's only appeared in 4 innings so far this year, so it hasn't had a whole lot of time, and a really good ERA for him though, 2.25, but coming in a difficult situation, going up against the 11th ranked team in the country, and a guy in Luis Mendoza who's been so special for Reinhardt at various points in this series and throughout this season.
Ball 2.
He was thinking bunt again there.
Mendoza's showing bunt. Pulling back. Way ahead in the count.
So expect him to hold back on this one again unless it's a pitch that he absolutely cannot refuse.
A little check in out at second. The Eagles, one man on board in scoring position at second. No outs in the bottom of the 8th. Southeastern would love to wrap this up quickly. The 3-0 pitch. That's strike one.
Mendoza was convinced that that was going to be the one that allowed him to make his way to first.
Yeah, he had me convinced as well. So we've got a full count with one on board. No outs in the bottom of the 8th. Southeastern trailing by 4, need to wrap up this side of the inning quickly. Fouled off. Andrew Long, the payoff pitch. Tight, and this time they'll walk Mendoza.
That was a nice, very disciplined at bat from Luis Mendoza. He gets rewarded with the walk.
So defending AAC Player of the Week, Mercurio Allen. Hot last week, hot in this series so far. Really good today. This has been his best game of this 3-game series, and looking to add to his success.
And he's a guy that we see week after week, Coach Burton starting to trust more and more in these situations. He's come up big plenty of times throughout this year. Reinhardt fans hoping for more of the same here in the bottom of the 8th.
Mendoza going to head back to the dugout. We're going to have a pinch runner sent out on board at first. 2 runners on board for Reinhardt's Eagles. Parker Doyle. I'm glad we had Herbert in here. He just told us Doyle's got to be the fastest guy on the team.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things he said when he was in the press box just come to fruition. He did say that somebody was going to steal home.
Hey, listen, careful. We're going to start having players in here all the time to give away the secret. Check in out at second. He's back on the bag. Close play there. Still no outs. 2 on board for Reinhardt's Eagles in a 4-run game. Number 1 and number 11, the weekend series on the line. Reinhardt 3 outs away from walking away with it and looking to cushion a 4-run lead in the bottom of the 8th. 1 in scoring position now. Another check-in out there on the bag at second. That's the runner in scoring position for the Eagles.
Guy in Sam Kilgore who has wheels of his own.
Kilgore and Doyle, good choices. Allen and Burton talking.
Strategic talk there, and you know, you just want to be able to hammer home some points that you feel like he needs to understand, and you know, give him some confidence and also some direction in this, a very big moment for your team.
Allen 1 for 3 in this game. He's got the ribby. No outs, 2 on board. 1-0 count. Andrew Long delivers this. Bunted to the right along the chalk. He's racing down to first. He's safe. Unreal.
And what a great play there by Mercerio Allen, playing some small ball right there, dropping a perfect bunt, and it just died along that first base line, didn't leak over it, stayed right there, made it hard for Southeastern to get it, and he legged it out to first. Bases loaded for the Eagles, nobody out. Golden chance here to add to their lead.
And this is a guy you want to see at the plate in this situation. 1 for 3, 1 RBI in this game. Hot this weekend, it's Matty Maurer. A 4-run ball game. Number 11 leading number 1 from Ken White Field in Waleska, Georgia, all on SESN. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, thanks for being with us. And here we go. We've got a runner coming home. He's safe. A 5-run game in Waleska as Reinhardt extends their lead. The Eagles out ahead by 5 runs over the Fire.
And the second time today that they were able to take home by way of a wild pitch. Some bullpen arms getting extended looks in this one. The Eagles able to take advantage yet again. And Maurer himself ahead on the count 2-0.
Chopped right side, rattling towards the outfield. He's cut down. Runners stay put in scoring position on second and third.
Number 15, the center fielder, Lance Dockery.
Lance Dockery following Maurer to the plate. A 5-run ball game, 10-5, Reinhardt Eagles. One away, bottom of the 8th. Long, cooking that one. Pulled up. Ball 2. Two-0 pitch. Draws the strike. Count is 2-1 with 1 away, 2 on board. There's strike 2. Count is 2-2.
Dockery at the plate is not having the kind of season he had last year, but very capable at the plate. Very talented, and we've seen him have some big moments, of course, probably none bigger than that walk-off against Tennessee Southern.
The bunt, it's 11-5, Reinhardt Eagles. A play over at the bag at first. Unreal, Reinhardt Eagles extending their lead in Waleska. Look at the dugout going nuts.
And how about that, Lance Dockery again coming up big for the Eagles. We've seen him have multiple big moments throughout this year at the plate right there, laying down a perfect bunt. 2 consecutive perfect bunts for Reinhardt. This one bringing in 2 runs. Big time insurance there for the Eagles to now lead the Fire by 7.
A 7-run game, 12-5. Number 11, Reinhardt's Eagles leading the number 1 Southeastern Fire in the bottom of the 8th. 2 away, fouled off.
I was just talking about Lance Dockery. He's not having the same kind of torrid pace that he had last year at the plate, where he was hitting well over 300 for most of the year. This year at right around 253. But he's come up big in some big moments for Reinhardt. A lot of clutch plays for him, and another one right there.
Bernie chops this one deep left side and retires the side in Waleska. 1 inning left to play between the Eagles and the Fire in this top-ranked matchup on SCSN. We'll be back with a thrilling conclusion in just a moment.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Down to the wire in Waleska, Georgia, between the Fire of Southeastern and the Reinhardt Eagles. Reinhardt cushioned what was a decent lead entering the 8th. They've pushed it to a 7-run lead over the Fire of Southeastern University, who are number 1 in the United States. Looking to walk away with a big win. Now, most teams in the country at this point, Lorenzo, here on SCSN, you and I would be saying, okay, let's look ahead. Let's talk about what's next for these programs, but not with Southeastern. 7 runs in an inning is definitely not out of the question.
It's not out of the question at all, but definitely a tough hill to climb, especially with the way that Brett Allen has been dealing for Reinhardt. Now, things have gotten a little shaky for him in the last few innings. Had a few guys on base in the 8th. Gave up 3 runs in the 7th. But again, a guy who's pitched as well as he has this year deserves the chance to be able to finish it out. So Coach Burton is putting the ball back in his hands here in the 9th.
Laura lasers that in. Count is 1-2 to start the top of the 9th from Waleska, Georgia. College baseball, SCSN. Big swing, send him back to the dugout. Brett Allen punches him out, the Australian, with a hot start to the 9th.
And very reminiscent of the will he go or won't he go discussion that we had yesterday with Andrew Herbert in Game 2. Brett Allen got a little shaky in the last 2 innings. Will he go back out there? Will Coach Burton trust him? And much like Herbert did in the second game, Brett Allen striking out the first batter in the 9th. That's a resounding statement, not just to your coaches, not just to your dugout, but to the fans as well.
The Eagles of Reinhardt University, ranked number 11 in the nation, looking to topple the number 1 program, Southeastern University's Fire. Leading by 7 runs, top of the 9th with 1 away. This is Landry Wilkerson at the plate. 2 for 4, 1 ribby today. And Jeff Portier just stopped by with an update, went and dug some stats up for us. Reinhardt's baseball team in program history has never defeated the number 1 team in a series. Popped foul. This one sailing left. Looks like it'll be off of the field. They catch it and he's out. 2 away in the top of the 9th. 1 out away from taking down number 1.
Nice job there by Dylan Lewis tracking that one. Him and Luis Mendoza were both looking for good communication out there in the outfield. Lewis corralling it. Eagles 1 out away from one of the biggest series wins in program history.
"12-5, Reinhardt Eagles." This is Christopher Munoz. Big swing, strike 1. Brett Allen is feeling it from on top of the mound. Two away, top of the 9th. The 0-1 pitch. Chopped left side. This rattles. The play at the bag at first, and that sends Reinhardt to their first ever victory over the number 1 team in a series in America. Congratulations to the Eagles. They take it home 12-5 from Ken White Field. What an unreal win for Reinhardt University on their home field, Ken White in Waleska, over the number 1 Fire of Southeastern University. 12-5, they take the weekend series. Lost the first game, 19-6, the final in that. Kind of got away from him. We talked to Burton about it yesterday a little bit after the game. He said, yeah, I thought it wouldn't get out of control like that. Obviously, it did. They come back, they win game 2, 3-1. And today on Saturday, taking the 12 o'clock first pitch game, 12-5, a 7-run win, proving they belong in that top 10 and they belong in that World Series. And it looks like they do for sure after a day like today. How about their performance?
And, I mean, you hit the nail on the head when we looked at their first game of this series, and it was so difficult for them, right? When they were up 5-0 and it seemed like everything was going their way, Southeastern just going on that massive surge to take that 10-run advantage. Yeah, it got a little away from them towards the end, but to respond from that, not blink, not waver, coming up with a big 3-1 victory, a bit of a pitcher's duel there, Andrew Herbert shining, and then putting up 12 runs against the Fire in Game 3 to win 12-5. Definitely has to be a good feeling, and to all the teams in the top 10, they're going to have to make room because the Eagles are ready for their seat at the table.
Really exciting stuff. Stay with us. If you want to hear from Coach Burton, we're going to try and grab him for a quick post-game interview. We'll have all that and more when we come back from the break in just a few moments on SCSN. Again, the final score, a 12-5 victory, 7-run win for Reinhardt's Eagles over the Fire of Southeastern University.
You're ready to reconnect, to discover, to explore a Georgia that always has more stories to share and views to admire. Set for your next adventure while you set your own pace to wonder or wander, or whatever it is that makes you feel you. To feel that Georgia feeling, those beautiful, real, honest moments. The only found in Georgia moments. Find yours at exploregeorgia.org.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay. Adventurous.
Shazam!
There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University. In the books, a 12-5 win for the Eagles over the Fire of Southeastern. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson in between us, head coach Mr. Burton. You know, you're having such a great year here for the program, and your record now, you're over 63% winning percentage in your time as the head coach of the Eagles. This is the first time ever this program in its existence has toppled the #1 team in the nation in a series. How does that feel?
Well, words don't really describe how it feels. I mean, we have worked tirelessly, not just this week, but all year, to start believing that we can win these type of games and these series. And it kind of started for us when we beat Tennessee Wesleyan here for 3, and then we kind of fed off that with some belief. But it started with our early season schedule too, with Shreveport, Cumberland's, Tabor, all those teams, Taylor, that we played early to prepare us. You don't beat teams like that if you don't play a good schedule. And we've had to take some lumps, but it's well worth the lumps now.
So Southeastern, in the first game, you come out, you're ahead, it's going well, things are rolling for the Eagles, and they just come uncorked, a dozen straight unanswered runs. What was that like for you from the dugout? I know we talked about it a little bit last night, but
as a coach, it's a difficult spot because, you've got a pretty good arm in Brett Allen to bring in, but you can't do it too early. If you do it too early and you don't get the win, then you spin yourself for game 2. And, when you get behind like that in game 1, you kind of have to regroup early. You just have to, you hate to say this as a coach, but in the 7th inning, I'm already thinking about game 2. And that's the only way to approach it because you're not going to score more than 5 runs on that bullpen when they've had the lead. So you've got to be smart about when you use your guys as well.
That makes sense to me. Talk to me about game 2. What were the emotions like? Obviously it was really close the whole way through, just a couple of runs scored in that one.
Well, we feel like with Andrew, we can beat anybody. I mean, we do feel like that. Andrew's coming back from a major surgery where he had thoracic outlet surgery, and he's not with us to start the season. And if he's with us to start of the season, we feel like we may win a couple of those games against, Shreveport and maybe Cumberland's because he's that effective. So, but regardless, guys have stepped up. But, that second game to kind of get the monkey off your back and know that you don't just play with a team like that, but you can beat them, I think fed to some momentum for us today.
And that was kind of a point that I was making earlier, but I just want to get your perspective. How important is it for not just this year's team, but for the program in general to be able to play those kind of games consistently against top-ranked competition and showcase yourself as one of the best in the country?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was the goal when I took the job here, was to come in and make Reinhardt one of the top programs in the country. And this group, with the addition of a few guys, this group has been here for 4 years. So they've seen 3 opening round losses, 2 championship game losses. So the first meeting that we had this year, we talked about this is our year. This is the year. If we're going to do something and do something with longevity to it, this team is the one that's going to do it. And we still feel that way. And but we go down there next year for a 3-game series, and Adrian's an outstanding coach, and they have an outstanding program. But these are the games that you want to play. You want to be here for these games. If you're not a competitor, then these type of environments will get too fast for you. But we've got a lot of guys that like to compete too.
Absolutely. And just wanting to shift gears a little bit, and how difficult is it? You're in the midst of your conference schedule to be able to play against the #1 ranked team in the country while dealing with your conference foes during this time.
Yeah, tough. I mean, and next week, getting them back down to earth is the first priority. Obviously Easter Sunday tomorrow, and then when we get back together on Monday, I mean, as a coach, you're already looking at Middle Georgia, you're already looking at Johnson. I mean, if we want this weekend to mean something, you've got to take care of business next week, because our first goal is to win this conference, and we haven't done that ever here, and that's been a goal every year. And we don't want to waste an opportunity when you sweep a Tennessee Wesleyan and you win 2 against Milligan. You don't want to miss an opportunity, because every year Tennessee Wesleyan's not to be had, and this year we were able to get them, so we need to make sure that counts.
This third game, just every play, it felt like storybook scripted, right? Turn the double towards the end. We talked about that. Tell me what your top couple of plays were from this game and why.
Man, when we think about that 4-run 5th inning, when we had the home run from Dillon and kind of get the momentum back, where we kind of answer them after they scored 2, to come back, and maybe that was in the bottom of the 4th. I can't quite remember. But I think the big thing is we got a 7-run lead, and you could kind of feel like we were just hoping to win. Like, we didn't really take the game. And that was my message in the 8th, is quit hoping to win, go expect to win. And I've preached all week about the small game and handling velocity, and then to execute the double squeeze when you have that lead, it was just icing on the cake for us. And as a coach, that gives you belief from your players, because when you work on it and then it works in the game, that's the most gratifying thing that you can have happen.
So we talked about the goal is to win the conference, right? You know, I know you're looking towards next week. Tell me about the rest of this season. What's your vision, especially after this historic win?
Well, hey, let's push to host. You know, let's have a opening round here. This place is beautiful. The atmosphere, the people here. It kind of feels like everybody's on top of you. We've got great support staff here. It would be done professionally. Like, let's win this league. Let's host an opening round. And, you know, there's nothing sweeter to have a chance to play for a World Series on your field. And, you know, when you have that opportunity, you know, that's something special that I want to share with those guys. And long way to go. We've still got a lot of things that we could do better. But this is a good start for us.
Coach, congratulations. Thanks for joining us. Any
Yes,
closing
absolutely.
thoughts from
Yeah.
either of you guys on today?
I appreciate both you guys. I mean, this is to come out and do this on this weekend, and you know, I hope that this is the start of something special, and we already feel like it is, but you know, hopefully the momentum after this weekend will get everybody excited, just like the players, and we can continue to put ourselves in a good position.
This guy throws 130 pitches and Raz's coach.
Yes.
Well, congratulations again. Honored to be here. Love
Yes, sir.
being here as always, and I'm sure we'll see you again next week. And
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the big win, 12-5, a 7-run win for the Reinhardt Eagles today on SCSN. For Lorenzo Robinson, for Coach Burton, for everybody here in the venue, I'm Gabriel Schrei. All games, all broadcasts and events airing on the Southeast Network are copyright material, broadcast live, and will be archived inside of the app where you viewed them and available for replay. Thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful day.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Schrei Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Schrei Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.